What's up? It's your boy Shak from S&J Home Services, and this is our first podcast with Clean Talk, No Filter, Episode 1. Episode 1, Meet the CEO. This is big. This is our first podcast.
Yes.
S&J Home Services has been up and running officially for what?
3 years
For
this
three
year.
years now. We about to get a little bit more active with content.
Yes.
We've
Taking it
been
up a notch. Taking it
definitely,
up a notch.
definitely taking it up a notch, man. And episode 1, Meet the CEO with Maggie. Maggie, talk to him. Let him know a little bit about yourself, your full name, where you from, things
My
like
name
that.
is Magdalene Martinez. I am originally born in Bronx, New York, moved to Charlotte for a majority of my teen years, and then transferred over to Syracuse 4 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago. And I am the CEO of S&J Home Services. I'm a mom of two. I am first generation American, which means both of my parents came undocumented to this country. So me and my siblings all were the first generation to be born in America, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's dope. So you said you from the Bronx.
Yep, the BX, the BX.
How was it? How was it coming up in the Bronx? How many of you guys were in the home together? Your siblings? Like, how was that coming up in the Bronx?
So it was like me and my siblings are a group of five, so it's a big family. But me and my two other sisters, so three of us kind of grew up closer to age versus my two older siblings, kind of like were out of the home already. So in the Bronx, as an adult and maturing, you don't realize that you were poor until you grow older and you actually see like, wow, we were really struggling. And then growing in the Bronx is, they say all these bad things about the Bronx. I love the Bronx. The culture of the Bronx is really amazing. But overall, when I go look back at it and see like, okay, well, I was just telling you this the other day, we shop maybe twice a year for clothes, which is like back to school. And then after taxes came, and that was about it. And it was growing up older now, and I see being a mom of two and things like that. My mom did the best she could. So it was just, she really made it feel like we weren't in like the ghetto.
Struggle.
Exactly. Like we weren't struggling.
Like the struggle wasn't
Exactly.
the struggle. That's what's up.
Literally.
That's what's up. So how was life like before, moving to Charlotte? What age did you move to Charlotte?
I was 10.
How was life like up until then for you and your family? Was cleaning something like big that like was your mom a clean person? Your dad? Did y'all have to keep, y'all had chores, keep your room clean, things like that? Like how was that?
It's so funny because in the Bronx, me and one of my sisters actually shared a room, and when we had to clean, we would just shove everything in the closet. We would shove everything in the closet and close it up and just hope mom didn't see anything. But when I was kind of like growing into my adolescence in Charlotte and a teenager, if I wanted to go outside and do fun stuff, I had to clean the whole entire house. And then if my friends were over there, my friends are cleaning with me too.
You had your friends cleaning with you?
Yes. That's how my mom was. If we wanted to go out, we had to clean up before we even went out.
That's crazy. So what was life like before S&J Home Services for you?
Well, when we were in Charlotte, we moved from Charlotte in September. Well, actually, I moved from Charlotte in November of 2022. And luckily, the job I was working was able to have me transfer and work from home, even though I was in New York and the station was based in Charlotte. So I actually was able to work from home. And
that was a struggle too.
Yes, because I had my son, our son. He was at home with me all the time, and then I'm with her trying to struggle and do work online on the computer and do things like that. But that first winter that I spent here, the most depressed I've ever been in my entire life. And as a Spanish person in the culture, we don't claim depression. We don't claim depression, but that season of my life was the hardest. And I remember like the only time I had off during the week was the weekends, and every single weekend it was snowing. And I'm like, dang, I miss Charlotte. I miss my family. I miss this. And I can't even like go down the street and visit my family or just be like, oh, let me just go take a trip because we're in Syracuse.
And I was about to say, and on top of that, everybody that's from Syracuse or from upstate. Syracuse specifically, Syracuse alone is just very depressing.
Yeah.
It's always snowing. It's always gloomy. So like coming from Charlotte, for me, I can say I'm from Syracuse. And when I went to Charlotte, it was like a whole new world. So coming back here from Charlotte was kind of just like, I don't know how I'm going to make it here. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't like, man, this is not it. You know what I mean? And So it definitely was a struggle. Sometimes we still struggle.
Yeah.
We still miss back in Charlotte the weather.
Yes.
We just want to be in the sun and
The
go to the
sun, the
pool
vitamin
and
D. It's just I just want
just
vitamin D.
just little things like that 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 you take for granted when you're in a location that you we took that for. I know I took it for granted
The
a lot.
pools.
The pool.
Oh, I took that for granted. I should
I,
have
I
been there
I
more
took the sun
often.
for granted a lot because I would stay in the house all day and just if I wasn't working, I would be in the crib. I had a big 85-inch TV, just chilling, playing the game, and like not really soaking the sun up. But now we like any little chance we get to get in the sun, we're in the sun.
Yeah, for sure, for
But
sure.
so what made you start cleaning? What made you start the S&J business? What was your drive for that?
Well, since I was working from home and we were actually able to put our son into daycare, I was like, well, I have this free time. What can I do? Not necessarily free time because I was still working, but I wanted to do something else other than working from home, being on this laptop. I was auditing for the companies, and essentially I would be like a middleman of hiring the auditor to audit for these farmers. So I was like the middleman dealing with that, dealing with the paperwork. And I was just like, well, I went on care.com and actually saw that you could sign up as a cleaner instead of a babysitter because I was like, well, I want to do something like extra income. So then I saw on care.com that you could sign up for a cleaner. And then that's when I was like, okay, well, let's just sign up for a cleaner and then just see where this goes. Literally, that's how it started. I was like, let's just see where this goes. And we talked about doing a cleaning business down in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
We had the
We
whole,
did.
I still have my notebook. We had the whole notes, driving from the car, like things like that, like during brainstorming, what's the name, what's the logo, doing this like that. But we never actually started it in Charlotte. And that was
Right.
the thing.
I think too, we was a little bit too comfortable in Charlotte. Um, like just us having different hustles in Charlotte and
Yeah.
knowing people and being able to get up and get in a car and go do Uber Eats or DoorDash or something. Like, yeah, we did all of that. You know what I
The
mean? So
Amazon
like
Flex.
Amazon, oh my God. Yo, I don't. It's somebody out here that's gonna see this that's doing Amazon Flex right now.
Right now.
I don't know how you
Right
doing
now.
it. Like, I really do not know how you
For
doing
$50.
Amazon. Man,
We used to drive miles.
yo, Amazon
Package full
Flex
of
was crazy, and we was in a what was that? What was your Volkswagen at the time? What was
the
that?
Passat.
We was in a Passat.
But we really drove in your Malibu a lot of the times.
No,
For
we
the
did
Flex?
not. No, we
You
did
don't think
not. We
so?
was in your Passat most of the time.
And then we would have the kids in the car too. The
Two-
hustle
Yo,
was
the grind was real, man. So you said that when you first came up, you was depressed a little bit and things like that. Talk about a little bit what was going on in your life at that time of facing depression and things like that, because a lot of us face depression, and sometimes we know we in depression, or sometimes we don't know we in depression. So what was it like for you at that time of going through all of that and saying like, yo, you know what? I'm about to start this cleaning business. I'm stepping away from this job. I'm done. Like, where were you at mentally?
well, wasn't just me saying like, okay, I'm gonna be cleaning. It was me. I had my first two clients, which I still have to this day. And I
Shout
would
out to
just
them.
yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to Gail and Robin. But I started with them and I would literally be on the phone working from home and like being like on call and things like that, messaging back and doing things like that, and then still be cleaning. And then after a while, it would be me getting more clients, a lot of referrals, doing things like that, just like the momentum growing. And I used to clean, I would drop the kids off at school, used to clean from 8:30 to 6:30 p.m. by myself,
I
like
remember that.
nonstop, while working from home. Like it was just crazy. And then during that time, the company had us training these new people from Brazil. So there was a Brazilian company, so they had us training the Brazilian people also. So I'm thinking like, okay, it makes sense. They're trying to support their own people, things like that. But then I heard that they fired one of the ladies who hired me on, trained me and did all that. She was working with them for 5 years and they fired her like that. And I started thinking like, wow, we trained these new people for them to outsource essentially.
Right.
And I was like, okay, now it's like we gotta rethink, because what if they let me go? And then that's when the rumor came like, oh, they're gonna fire all the people working from home. They want everybody in the office. And then that's when I got in my brain like, okay, can I make this like I already had more clients at this time. I was okay, I'm going to make this a full thing, because if they're trying to let me go, I need to have myself situated before like a surprise happens. So then I actually sign up for my LLC. Yeah, sign up for my LLC. You know, that takes a couple of days for like your EIN and doing all the things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got in the letter in the mail, actually saying like August 31st was my last day working for the job. But my LLC and EIN was actually formed September 1st. So it was like right back to back. So legally, on paper, I never stopped working, which was like pretty crazy. It's crazy how it all worked out.
Yeah, that's crazy. And that was a time too. Like that was it was a little stressful for me at that time too, because I'm still like I'm coming back home. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm not dealing with the people that I used to deal with. I'm not ripping and running in the streets. I'm not trying to be like this cool guy anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really trying to like figure out my life now. I have three children. We just came from our own home, literally living in our own home, to living with my grandparents and things like that. So, at that time, it was tough, but we got through it. All right, so yeah, let's get back to it. Before that call came in, I was saying, did you always see yourself as a business owner?
No, not really. But growing up, I don't know if you had these field trips or anything like that, but in elementary school, we went to this place called, I forgot what it's called, but essentially it's like a little city where you're kind of like, you could be the mayor, the chef, the postman, and things like that. So the teachers actually chose for us. And then that field trip, they chose me to be the mayor. And I was like, wow.
These was field trips?
Yeah, it was a field trip.
Okay.
And they actually chose me to be the mayor. And then from there, it kind of like signaled in my head, like, okay, well, if they think I could be in charge of this whole entire city, obviously they say something in me.
Right.
So that kind of like put me in like thinking mode essentially. But really, I would have to give credit to my mom, because growing up, she literally always told me that I could be whatever I wanted to be. Like if I said, Mom, I want to be a doctor. Mom, I want to be a lawyer. Mom, I want to do this. Mom, I want to be forensic science. She was like, listen, you can do whatever you want to do. You just got to put your mind to it. And I think that's where I get my, like, that kind of thinking of, I'm going to do it. And then from there, if it doesn't work out, at least I tried,
Right. Yeah. It's always good to have parents that always, made that impact in you and made you kind of believe in yourself. And I think those are the kind of parents that we're trying to be for our children.
Yeah, for sure.
In today's time. So like struggles in the beginning, was it money? Was it clients? Was it self-doubt? What was it like? How was it when you first started off? Remember you first starting off, you had your bag, you had the one little bag.
My Walmart bag.
And like it was lit from there, but how was it, because I know sometimes you would come home and you would have a lot on your mind and things like that. So did you have doubts? Did you have struggles? Did you have, issues with getting paid on time and things like that? Like, how was that?
Honestly, I would say, yeah, it was definitely a struggle. It was definitely a struggle of self-doubt. I still struggle with self-doubt. So that's never going to stop. You just have to kind of like twist it around and try to like not talk yourself down the hill. But it really was a lot of self-doubt. It wasn't necessarily the clients, because I wasn't really pushing clients, especially when I was working at that time. But after I stopped working, that was something I was like really worried about. Like, wow, I'm leaving my job. Well, they're going to fire me anyway. But wow, I'm leaving. Like, I'm not going to have a job anymore. I'm not going to have a stable income. I really have to rely on myself. Like, what if these people don't like me anymore? What if they find somebody else? And that's what really was my thinking, like, well, what if they find somebody else? And then I'm at the point now where it's like, hey, there's plenty of cleaners out in Syracuse. Everybody cleans in Syracuse now, which is like why I'm grateful why we started at the time we did, because we kind of like planted the base before everybody is like, oh, I'm cleaning, which I have no problem about. There's enough money for all of us. Right. But before, when I started, it was like, but what if there's not enough money? What if they like somebody else? And I think that was a big like harbor.
I think that's one of any business owner fears, not even for cleaners. It's like,
yeah.
With me, when I was in barber school and then I graduated barber school and got into the barber shop and I cut a dude hair, and then I'm like, the next couple of days or the next couple of weeks, I see the guy going to somebody else because he just doesn't have time to wait for me because I got a client in my chair. And I'm like, dang, what if he might cut his hair better? What if he just like him better and then I lose a client? I feel like it's always that fair in any kind of business that you got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that's real. Any risk or any pressure that you felt coming into, starting S&J Home Services?
The pressure was a lot of the time because I was cleaning, like I said, I was cleaning by myself when I first started. I started in about May of 2023, and then I didn't actually bring on somebody else to help me until November 2023. So all those months I was working by myself, dealing with home, when I was working from home and things like that, dealing with that work, dealing with trying to hire clients, bring on clients, do the scheduling, do the invoicing, like coordination,
Literally everything.
logistics, literally everything. And that point was very stressful. And then I will always tell you, I give respect to your granddad like forever for this, but like I was sitting on the edge of the bed and I was just like this, you know what I'm saying? Early in the morning, just thinking like, dang, I got to clean these 2 houses. I'm tired. And he was just like, you're going to have to find somebody else to work with you or else you're going to burn yourself out. And then from there, it was like, ding. And then that's when I brought somebody on with me. But a big thing during that time when I brought her on with me, it was kind of, I was at the point of the business. It was like, I wouldn't have, it would like have to be like, I would have to cash out that day to make sure she's paid. You know what I'm saying? So like, or me miss my pay and then make sure she's paid type of situation. That's where the business was at during that time, like the growing stage. And honestly, that happens. That's still, it doesn't still happen, but in any business that's starting, of course, you're going to be in that transition is like, dang, am I making money? Am I doing the right thing? You know what I'm saying? Should I keep going?
Right.
That's the tough part. Should I keep going? Is the biggest question.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like once you started and you've been in it so long, it's no point in giving up. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
now.
It's
Yeah,
it's,
for
it's no
sure.
point in giving up. And it's a lot of people out there right now that have businesses or LLCs, and they're just like really either one not doing nothing with it. Because I was a person like that. I had an LLC and I did nothing with it because not because I didn't want to, but because I didn't have the proper knowledge. So that's another thing with starting businesses or starting a business. You have to educate yourself.
Yeah.
Would you say like with educating yourself on the proper move to make and exactly what you're gonna do when you get your LLC? Because me and Ty was just talking. He's like, yeah, I'm getting an LLC and da 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 da. And I'm just like, it's a lot more to just
Getting LLC.
getting an LLC. Like this morning, I'm like, dang, I gotta pay for this certification of
The good standing.
yeah, making sure the business is in good standing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Building S&J Home Services. Give me your first client story. How was it to get your first client? What was that like? Was you nervous? Was you excited? It's probably a little bit of both. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? How was your client receiving you? Like how was that with your first client?
Yeah. So Gail was my first client. And then, like I said, she's still my first, I mean, she's still on like the CRM, which is really good. Yeah, my first time was definitely nervous. I feel like I'm still nervous to even do walkthroughs. Not necessarily nervous, but you never know. Like, and then you always have that thought in your head, like, oh man, what if they try to kill me or something like that? You know, crazy because these people crazy.
Yeah,
So it's
definitely.
like I have to do my research. If they send me an address, okay, this is the house. Okay, like these people live here, so I know it's actual thing. But yeah, my first client, like you said, I had my Walmart bag. I had my Walmart bag on my little supplies, like the tote reusable Walmart bag. And my little supplies, had my mop bucket and my broom. But I did it. And I did it with like care. And I feel like that's what it is. That kind of differentiates us with a lot of other people is the care that goes into it. Because you could actually feel it when you come back home and you see the vacuum lines in your rug. You're like, dang,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
different. That's
Like
different.
you see these nice folds on your towels. You're like, geez, this person really took their time.
Right.
Smelling good, like you know.
How did she receive it? Like after the first cleaning, like what was her reaction to you and everything like that?
I mean, she still loves it. She still loves it. I just cleaned last weekend, and she literally texted me. And was like, "Oh my gosh, it looks great, thank you." But even just like keeping that relationship, and then just like the relationship is the main thing. I had a client. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't know if she wants to say her name, but I had a client, and then she was really dealing with a lot of like mental things. So it's a lot of the clients that we get, and I want you guys to know it's okay. It's okay to not do everything. You know what I'm saying? If you're working, if you're taking care of kids, if you know what I'm saying, you're cooking. It's okay to not want to clean up. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
Yeah, for
if,
real.
if you're like mentally it's messing with you, you need to go find some help. And it's literally as easy as getting a little cleaning service. Let us organize it for you real quick. Because after I was cleaning with her and helping her out, she would text me like, Maggie, my mental health is so much better. My plants are growing back, because she was
Yeah,
actually able to grow her plants and actually take care of her plants, because her
right.
mental was actually able to think without her having all that clutter. And it's easy, like something so simple as cleaning up your space really, really changes a person's mentality.
Yeah, definitely. Even like, when we had our own place in Charlotte, like we was big on cleaning. We was
Yes.
big on aromatherapy. So
Have my plants in there. Ugh,
right,
so good.
we would clean, leave the house, and come back. And sometimes I forgot that we cleaned the
We
house,
clean,
and then we
yes.
come back home, and it's like, yo, this it's a feeling that you really can't even describe. But
It's really the peace.
it's very peaceful. It's definitely good for your mental health. Being in a dirty environment can definitely take toll on your mind.
Yeah.
It could block you from thinking. It can block your creativity. It can block a lot of things. You coming into a home that's clean, it smells good. You're able to sit down, relax, and really able to like really think
Think.
clearly.
Yeah, just
You know what I
thinking.
mean? And that's important. That's very important. So how did you go about getting your name out? Was it word of mouth? Was it social media? Was it like what was it? How did you get the name of S&J out? How did you do that?
Like I said, when I first started, it was care.com, but then I started realizing my clientele wasn't there anymore. So, but the good thing is if you guys are interested in a cleaner, I know if you work for SU or anything like that, you actually could get like vouchers for care.com, and then
Mm,
you could pay for get a cleaner. Like they kind of subsidize it and they pay for it a little bit. So that's a good no and a good take for this. Like if you are struggling with something like that and you work for SU, that's something you could work out. But yeah, a lot of that stuff was through care.com because they did have that program at SU. So I got a lot of SU clients. And it was after that, it was word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? It was like one person would refer me to their dad. Their dad would refer me to their aunt. The
hmm
aunt would refer me to the dad. And it's like we're in the whole family at this point. And that's kind of how it's built. And then now it's kind of more like social media, branding,
right.
because we are expanding. So we are trying to make sure we have enough volume for everybody we're bringing on the table. So
And we hiring. We also
yes,
hiring, and
yes,
this content is gonna just bring us more clients, more people that's looking to really work. And then one thing I want to say too, before we go on too, about the working situation is at S&J we want people to work with us and not for us, and also we want you to love what you're doing. We don't want you to come work with us just to get paid real quick and to go do whatever you need to do for the
right.
night. We want you to love what you're doing. Like, I love waking up in the morning and coming to clean. I didn't think that I would actually like it as much as I do, but it's very, very peaceful. I come in, I clean up, I play my music. Today I was playing a bunch of old school R&B music, and I was just like, man, I'm really like, I'm chilling.
Right.
I'm getting the work done.
You work by yourself.
I'm by myself. I have nobody down my shoulder or down my back looking at me like, oh, you missed this spot. You know what I mean? But it's very peaceful. It's very peaceful, and I like it. And
Yeah. And then just seeing the trend, that's my big thing about the cleaning is like you see the transformation and you be like, whoa, like I really did that.
yeah,
And that's why a lot of people say, I don't like big jobs. I love big jobs. I like, give me the hoarder cleanings. Give me the person who hasn't cleaned their house in about 2 years. I will take it just to see the transformation afterwards to be like, wow, I did that, you know?
right, right. Yeah, definitely. So, what is some mistakes that you made early on that you feel like you know what? I made that mistake before. I know not to do that again. Okay, I know to do this now. Like, what are some mistakes that you made early on?
Um, so some of them, I'll list some of them. I would say the first one would be underpricing myself when I first started.
That's key.
Yes.
That's key. Underpricing yourself.
Because you will have a lot of people that try to take advantage of you, and then they see you're a good person, you do a good job. They're like, okay, well, let's see how much we could take from her
Yep.
without
They
Like,
definitely would do that to you. They
yes,
definitely would do
yeah.
that to you.
There was one
Yep.
Airbnb host that we went there, spent about 6 hours, me and some other person, and they paid us 120 for that day. What?
That's crazy.
And she was basically going off of hourly off of one person. I'm like, yeah, but it was two people. And after, like, then there was a whole debacle. But even after that, I was just like, yeah, that's just not my client. And another thing is, definitely don't let people tell you how much you're worth.
Yes,
That's
that's
the
key.
big thing.
That's
Yes.
key. That's
Yes. That's
definitely
the
key.
big thing.
Yes, yes,
I've
yes.
had clients where they're like, oh, give me a whole plethora of things to do on the list and then hand me $100 bill. And then I'm like, well, you only paid for 4 hours, but
Right.
this is taking more than 4 hours. And then they would get upset that everything that's not done. I'm like, have you tried to do everything on your list?
And people will do that to you.
Yes.
They will try to like underpay you, undermine you. They will try to like talk to you as if they're the ones doing the cleaning and they have the knowledge of what you're doing and what you have to do, or the products you should be using versus you shouldn't be using. And at that point, it's just like, why are you not cleaning your own space? You know what I mean? Like, you hired us to come here because one, you trusted us to do the job. So, fall back a little bit, man. Like, fall back and let us do what we do. You know what I mean? And that's big though, because people will undercut you, man. And if you let them, they will keep going and going. I tell Maggie all the time, with business, it's a difference from being a nice person and a good person. Doing business, you want to be a good person. Being a nice person, people just gonna run all over you. That's just
Yeah,
straight
I
up.
think that's one of the lessons I had to learn
Like
too. You
straight
have to
up.
be a little bit of a little bit
Yeah.
of a bee.
You got to be stern a little bit. You have to
For
be
real.
stern a little bit. You know what I mean? And make people respect you. It's not like you taking the respect, but you standing on your own too, and you're gonna get the respect because you're giving the respect. Everybody deserves respect. You know what I mean? We should be respecting each other. You should respect my business. I should respect your space.
Yeah, for
You know what I
sure.
mean? So, what keeps you going? What's your motivation? The children, the family, the legacy? Is it financial freedom?
I would say it has to be a little bit of both,
A
honestly.
little
I
bit of
mean,
all of
like
it. A little bit of
literally
all
all
of
of
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's
you
just a little
listed
bit
a
of all of
couple,
it. It's just a
right?
little
So
bit of
I
all
would
of it.
definitely say it's the kids majority, just because it's like I've dealt with so many jobs in my lifetime where I've like not have been valued at all. Like I went up for promotions and they chose the European man, which is so crazy, even though I was there longer.
Right.
So it's just like, and I had so many jobs where they don't respect you. One time I literally cried at a job because he was saying I was taking too long breastfeeding. You know what I'm saying? Not breastfeeding, but pumping.
Which is
And
crazy.
it's so crazy.
Oh,
And
I remember that.
yes,
I
yes,
remember
at
that.
Lazy Boy. Oh my
Yeah, I
gosh,
remember that.
it was the
Yo,
worst
you
job.
was putting time in that lazy
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, and he made me cry. Literally, he
I
made me cry.
remember
I
that,
cried. That was the
man.
only time I cried at work. But it's just because of those people that I really feel like that put the drive in me. Like, all right, I'm about to show you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like it's a little bit of that. It's definitely the kids because I don't want them to feel like they have to work or have to work for somebody like that to make a living.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's definitely the freedom. Not really, because it's so funny because I tell you all the time, like I left the 9 to 5 to work like 14 hours a day. But I would rather work so hard for myself versus a company that's literally not going to care about me and literally fire me.
And
Just let me go like that.
and no, that's temporary.
Yeah.
You won't be working for yourself 14 hours a day forever.
Yeah.
We're in the beginning stages, 3 years in.
3 years.
And it sounds like a long time, but really they say if a business is gonna make it in the first 5 years. Most businesses do not make it in the first 5 years. So once you get past that 5th year mark, it's like, okay, I'm in here.
Right.
Like we here to stay. You know what I mean? So that's you working those 14-hour shifts or 12-hour, 8-hour. It's temporary, but it feels better because you working towards something, you working for something.
Right.
S&J is our children's initials.
Initials, yes. Seda and Jeremiah
You know what I
Home
mean?
Services.
So shout out to Seda and Jeremiah. It's just it's a different feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
Even with me letting go my job, my security job, and like what, I'm gonna devote my time fully to this. It was like
Yeah, how do you feel about that? How are you feeling about that?
Now I feel good. first I was
Yeah, at
kind of,
first you
at
definitely
first
were
I was kind of,
hesitant.
I was talking to you about it. I'm like, man, like, kind of like you, like, man, what if this don't work out? What if clients start cutting back and, we start losing clients and then I'm not working again? And you know what I mean? But I, I was just like, you know what? I seen you go fledged with it, so I'm like, if she can do it, then I'm gonna stand beside her and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go full fledged with it, and that's what I did. I quit my security job and I said, you know what? I'm gonna help build the family business. Right now, S&J is the family business, and that's what we're building right now.
Yeah.
Maggie started the LLC for S&J Home Services just within this period of time of me working for her consistently, because I always been working with her, it's just haven't been consistent. But with me working this time being consistent, um, it's been a lot of things. Like I've been getting out of debt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Paying credit cards off, where I was credit cards maxed out. I've been getting out of debt. I just started my own business, which is another family business that we're gonna be building,
Yes.
some real estate.
Yes.
So I see myself, I see us making good things happen from S&J. And one thing I do want to say is I do appreciate all your clients. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
I do
appreciate them
appreciate
too.
them.
Past clients, current
Yeah,
clients,
yeah,
everybody.
everybody. The past ones, we learned lessons from them. The
Yes.
clients we have now, it's like we're growing with them. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You have a client where he's like, I want Maggie. You know what I mean? I want S&J, and he trusts us with
Yeah.
that, and that means a lot. That means a lot. You know what I mean? And like the other day, you said the client called and he asked for me. I'm like, damn, like he asked for me. Like,
Right.
yo, that means a
And
lot.
by name at
Yeah, yeah,
that.
by
By
my
name.
name.
It's
You know what I
saying your
mean?
other half. Oh, I think, yeah, your other half. He called you my other half.
So I'm like, yo, that means a lot. And
Right. It's
I
a lot of respect.
yeah,
It's a lot of respect.
I think I tell you a lot that like I appreciate this right here. I appreciate this. Coming back home, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't have it in me to create a business or even know about creating a business and taking that step out on faith and just like, yo, you know what, so I look at you and say like, man, she did it. She came from Charlotte with nothing.
A car full of
Shout out to
stuff.
my grandparents for being there and holding us down
Yeah, for
to
real.
be able to build this foundation and not have to worry about a shit ton of bills or whatever. So it's like we blessed, and I definitely appreciate everything with the cleaning business, with S&J Home Services. It's no better feeling than building something with your family. You know what I mean? It's when I leave out of these cleanings, I feel like Superman with a cape on, and then when I get these good reviews,
Yeah, 5-star.
when I
Our
get
5-star mogul right
yeah, yeah,
here.
when I get these 5-star reviews, it's like, yo, man, like, man, it's
They really like you.
I'm really doing my thing when I come in here.
Yeah.
I'm not looking over things. I'm not rushing. A lot of y'all I can't tell y'all what y'all need to do with y'all business or with your cleaning business,
Or
but
just life. I feel like that's in life period. Just
yeah,
don't
that's a goal in
rush.
life. Yeah, just whatever you doing, it don't matter. Don't rush, man. Take your time. Take your time. The stock market is showing me about not rushing.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
I look at, I'm not gonna say what your portfolio look like, but I'm looking at you and I'm like, yo, this is why you don't rush. It's no need to rush. You just keep growing, you keep
Yeah.
building, you keep adding on. You like, oh, invest this a week. And I'm like, yo, you know what?
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
tell him
idea.
invest 150 a week. I feel like 150 a week for anybody is something we spend 150 in one day. You know what I'm saying? And
Literally.
just going outside. You
Yeah.
could just go outside, get gas, get some food. You at 150 already.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
it's just like instead of you spending that, of course, buy gas, but like instead of you buying a bag or buying an expensive meal, spend that 150 and put it in the stock market and just let it sit.
Right.
If you do it every week, a month, you have $600 in the stock market like that. You know what I'm
Shout out to the
saying?
stock market, man. Shout out to Wall Street Trapper. He the one who really got us started.
Yeah.
He
For
the
sure.
one who
For
really.
sure. I still listen to Wall Street Trapper. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
He
me
be
too.
putting me on. And then even when the recent market dip, I was listening to Wall Street because I'm like, dang, what should I do? What should I do? He's like, nah, it's gonna come back up. It's gonna come back up and say this. And then he was on the exact amount where it dipped, and he said the exact same point where it dipped. And then that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy. And then it went right
Then
back
right
up.
back up. So when it gets hard, why don't you quit? Because when it get hard for people, it's easy for people to quit.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
easy for people to throw the towel in and say, man, F this, I'm done. I'm done.
Honestly, I think I have one of those like once a month where I'm like, you know what, I don't want to do this no more. It's because it's like it's like 1 week, not even 1 week, 1 day out of the month is like everything's just like, as I've actually learned like owning your own business is really just solving problems every single day. That's all you're doing, is just solving a new problem, and then just one day, like 10 things are gonna hit you at once, and I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm a crier. I release my emotions. But I feel like now at this point, 3 years in, it's like I didn't come this far just to come this far. So like even if I lose an employee or I lose a client, it's like, you know what? We got to keep this, like one monkey don't stop no show. Like overall, just one monkey don't stop no show. You got to keep that going. Like what does it say? Like don't stop the music or something like that. Don't let that music stop.
Don't stop the music, don't stop. You talking about that song?
No, I'm talking about that quote. It was like, I don't know. It was something like that, but
I don't know either. I don't know that quote. So what's something people don't understand about running a cleaning business? Because like you said, it's a lot of cleaning businesses out here. It's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot of competition out here. What is something that you think that people just really don't understand about running a cleaning business?
I feel like a lot of people don't understand how much work goes into running the cleaning business. Not even just cleaning, especially if you're starting by yourself. You're worried about like the cleaning. You're worried about getting new clients. You're worried about the scheduling. You're worried about the logistics of everything. You're worried about your profit margins. You're worried about your expenses. You're worried, you know what I'm saying? It's just so many things you have to worry about. And a lot of people are just like, oh, I'm going to just clean. And the next thing they get into it, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a lot. And it's like, really, only the strong will survive. That's what I'm saying. Like, all these cleaning businesses are popping up. I'm like, okay, cool. But we're going to see how many of y'all staying, like, at the end of the line. Because I'm going to be here. S&J going to be here, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot to it.
Yeah.
It's not nothing. But I feel like nothing in life is just easy or whatever. Because if it was, I mean,
anything worth having isn't easy.
A bunch of people, even more people, would have cleaning businesses.
Or even their own business, like, overall.
What would you say to people that's, like, sleeping on this type of work, like, sleeping on this kind of business? Like, man, I'm cleaning. I'm not about to be cleaning, like... Because I was sleeping on this type of business at first.
You were.
I was like, man, I'm not about to be cleaning. But then I start cleaning and I'm looking at what I'm getting paid every day. I'm like, hold up.
Yeah.
This ain't nothing to sleep on right here. Like, for real.
And the thing is, when we first came and I first started, the market was empty.
Yeah.
And then after seeing that, and then I think that's why another thing I didn't want to start in Charlotte. In Charlotte area, it's just so overly saturated and has so many cleaning companies already. So I feel like that was really intimidating. So then coming up here, I don't know nobody. Nobody's going to judge me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and start meeting these new people, learning around Syracuse. I don't know this place. I'm not going nowhere. So what else am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go around and go clean for these people and get paid for it.
Right.
And the market was wide open. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand like how big this can get. Like Carly, she started cleaning. She was working at Dunkin'. And she started cleaning, and then now she's a part of CNN for her cleaning expertise. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so many people. Cassell Cleaning, they actually start their own products, which we're going to be dropping our products soon, too.
Yep.
They started their own products, and then they're manufacturing a whole bunch of cleaning products off of just her cleaning by herself. So just so many different avenues and things like that, where a lot of people don't understand, like, oh, I would never clean a toilet. Okay. I will. You know what I'm saying? I'll clean a toilet and I'll make it shine. I'll make it shine.
I was definitely one of them people like, yo, I'm not cleaning no toilet. Give me them gloves and that bleach and some paper towels. I'm gonna get that toilet clean right now. Like straight up. I'm
no
gonna
hairs.
get it.
No hairs.
I'm gonna get it done. No hairs. So this is where things is coming to an end. We want to thank y'all for watching us and tapping in for our first episode. This is the first episode of many. You know, I just wanted to do the first episode of Meet the CEO. Once again, you know, we want to shout out S&J Home Services. Tell the people how they can find you, social media, anything like that. Like tell the people how they can book with you, you know, stuff like that.
So for social media, all of our tags is S, N as in Nancy, J as in Jeremiah, Home Services. That's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. On our Facebook page, look us up. 5-star reviews on Google. If you look up S&J Home Services Syracuse on Google, nothing but 5 stars on Thumbtack, Yelp, Google, Facebook. Like, it's just like, it speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? So, and for booking, all you have to do is go to jhomeservices.com, and then there's actually a link that you can put bookings, and you can actually book a walkthrough, which we require a walkthrough before you do anybody's houses. Just to let you guys know, because that's something else I learned. Do not go clean unless you do a walkthrough at first, because man,
You will underprice yourself.
yeah, you will underprice. You'll be like, oh, that's not it. That's gonna, oh, it's 800 square feet. Like, it'll be $200, you know, something like that.
Underprice yourself.
And actually get there, it's like, whoa,
You
what
like,
the
what?
hell?
This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah, that's happened to me a couple times.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's crazy, man. So, yeah, definitely do a walkthrough. That's like mandatory.
That's mandatory. Do a walkthrough. That's another lesson. Make sure you do those walkthroughs.
Oh man, Clean Talk, No Filter, episode 1. Meet the CEO Maggie, S&J Home Services. We want to thank y'all for tapping in, and stay tuned. Episode 2 will be up next week.
You gotta tell them a preview of the episode.
The preview of what? Episode 2?
Episode 2.
I can't get y'all a preview of episode 2. Still working on episode 2.
It's coming.
It's been like, it's been real, because we was supposed to put this episode out like a week or 2 ago, and it's just like, life is real. We be busy.
Busy.
Like
Busy.
from cleaning to taking care of the children to her coming home, trying to cook dinner, to taking the children to gymnastics, karate. She's networking. She got to go to, it's times where I'm like, we got to eat dinner, but she has to go to different events that she has to be at. She may have to go and speak, or may have to go and listen to somebody, or just may go to network. So, it's like, it's tough, but we make it happen, man. So,
and like I said to moms, it's okay to not do everything. So if you have to miss dinner one day cooking to focus on something else, it's okay. Ain't nobody gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Make some sandwiches, get some cereal, keep it moving.
Yeah. Try to eat healthy as possible.
Yeah, try to eat healthy. And then not to mention, a lot of the times when I do go, I cook before I do go.
Yeah,
just
you
to make,
do that.
I make an early dinner.
Do that. But, episode 1, Clean Talk, No Filter podcast. Meet the CEO. We out.